Hi class, and welcome to week 10 of International Healthcare Systems. So last week was spring break, and here we are jumping into week 10 of our course. In this video, I'll be briefly going over the information and materials provided to you in this week's module. So as always, first we have our learning objectives for the week. Make sure to read them over. And then I'm going to jump through to the assignments. So you're responsible for reading 2 chapters this week. Chapter 21 on Bangladesh's healthcare system and Chapter 22 on India's healthcare system. And your assignment that you have to submit for this week is your global health paper outline. Now there are a number of things that I want you to keep in mind when you put this global health paper outline together. First, the more detail you include, the easier the task of writing your paper is. Second, you must include in-text citations throughout your outline. That allows me to know what sources or which source was used for the information that you're presenting. You must have a thesis statement, so you need to clearly state your purpose, and your aim is to support that thesis statement throughout your outline and ultimately later on your paper. You do need to have at least 5 sources in the reference list, and your sources need to follow an APA format. I personally suggest for you to check out the Purdue Online Writing Lab. They have a great section for the APA format, and it gives you an overview of how to format your references as well as your in-text citations. Your outline must be submitted by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, March 17th. Now, before I continue on with what's included in this week's module, I'd like to jump really quick to the assigned course projects content page in our course and jump to the sample outline. So I've included here a global health paper sample so you have an idea of what I expect. And then, and here an APA sample, an APA sample paper. This is actually from the Purdue Online Writing Lab, and it just lets you know how an APA formatted paper, the in-text citations reference list, should be formatted. Now, our sample outline. Now, I know this is not a global health challenge, so don't look at the topic, but I do want you to notice that this sample outline does include a clearly stated thesis. So the purpose of the outline is clearly stated. There's introduction, you see in-text citation throughout, and then subheadings that kind of break down the different topics being covered. And then I'm going to jump to the references. They do need to follow an APA format. You have access to the sample outline in the assigned course projects page that I was just on. Now I'm going to jump back to week 10's module, and we are going to jump to the next content page. On the top, I will be including the chapter PowerPoints that go along with the assigned reading, and then we have some information from the chapter. So here is a little diagram that shows health services in Bangladesh, how they're provided by publicly funded health facilities at 3 different levels. And then below that is a bar graph that covers the number of cases with neonatal tetanus, measles, mumps, diphtheria, and whooping cough seen at the infectious disease hospital in Bangladesh. Then for chapter 22, here is a table on the health workforce statistics in India. And then I'm going to be jumping to the videos that we have for this week that coincide with the assigned reading. So the first video, as you can see, titled Providing Primary Healthcare Services in Urban Bangladesh. Below that is a video titled Healthcare in India that just provides a brief overview of some of the challenges citizens in India have accessing the healthcare system there. Now, once you click on that next button found on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you will be directed to the link for you to submit your global health outline. I look forward to reviewing your outlines. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out. Take care, everyone, and best of luck. Bye.